Hey guys, welcome back to CLOCKWISE Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Now today, a ton of news to go over here. Looking here at 116 million gains missed by the U.S. government for selling Bitcoin trove in March. A push to sell thousands of Bitcoin in the open market is costing U.S. government some serious gains. Back in March, the government sold 9,861 Bitcoin worth about 260 million at the time. Fast forward to today. 7 months later, Bitcoin, the same amount of Bitcoin, would now be worth 332 million, a difference of $116 million. Crazy. So clearly, I would say the U.S. government in particular is pretty much, staying their stance. They didn't really see the value in Bitcoin, thought it was a scam, thought all this. So when they seized it, you're just offing it to, just get whatever was worth. But this in particular, Bitcoin was seized from James Zong, who pleaded guilty to wire fraud after being accused of manipulating transactions on the dark marketplace we know as Silk Road. So despite this year's sales, the U.S. still holds more than $5.5 billion in Bitcoin, according to recent on-chain analysis, really due to seizures and, just seizing assets. Now, how they're actually getting a hold of the actual wallets, that's kind of where it's a little iffy for me, because my whole thing is, if I don't give you my keys, how do you, unless they're seizing the keys? That is one way I could see how it could happen. If they're, a part of, when they're walking into the house or doing a raid, they seize the keys as well, maybe. But that is something very interesting to me. But apparently the U.S. government holds a lot more Bitcoin. So hopefully they would see the value in it. Next article here: Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Grayscale's tickers all soar in price as crypto heats up. So 3 stocks associated with digital assets are soaring amid a big jump in Bitcoin crypto markets. Coinbase, MicroStrategy, after Bitcoin rose over 19% last week. Coinbase, the second largest U.S. cryptocurrency, is worth $82.80. The ticker is, the stock actually is. And then you have MicroStrategy trading at about $425 at the time, went up 12.6%. So pretty much all these Bitcoin, I would say massive Bitcoin holders, are booming right now on the stock market. So that's to be expected. And I think we're going to see more of that in the future after we get through this wave. Now, on a side note, I think that this price action almost seems a little bit manipulated. Seeing the number of sell orders that were wiped out, like I had a short position, and it went down. And as soon as I saw it flowing back, I closed it, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting caught up in this run just in case. And what happens? Burst right past it, and a lot of people got wiped out. But this, the way people got wiped out, it just seems a little bit manipulated. That's just my opinion. But like I said, I want to see how this weekly candle closes on Bitcoin, and we'll see how that goes through. Talking about liquidations, over $480 million in liquidations as Bitcoin blasts through 34,000 resistance. So as we clear through that level, mind you, our level was right here. We were like, look, we needed to clear 32 for me to change my bias. I'm bearish until further notice unless we clear 32. It shot past 32. Exact, like no respect. And just went right past 32, as you see here. And a lot of people had short positions. Like I was short, but it pulled back. I caught the pullback, and then it burst through. So I'm like, oh. So that's what I was saying. Maybe some manipulation going on. I don't know. But the digital asset markets are witnessing massive liquidations as Bitcoin leads crypto on a massive rally. According to a data aggregator, CoinGlass, over 480 million has been liquidated. In the same period, Bitcoin has risen 9.4%. So Bitcoin's explosive movement forced several well-known traders to concede that their previous bearish outlooks on Bitcoin have not panned out. Nicholas Merton tells his followers, I know Data Dash goes by Data Dash, but Nick Merton says that having traded for well over a decade is difficult to admit, but we got this one wrong on Bitcoin. I'm still not convinced we got the legs for a full swing bear market, but I must share my respect to those who expected a break of 31,000 and stuck to their convictions. So, and we have another guy, Trader Capo, says his bear stance that he's held for over a year has been mostly invalidated. This breakout is not good for the main bearish scenario. I didn't expect 31 resistance level to break that easily. Like I told you, that thing just cleared. Like the way it broke, and that's why I was telling you something might be up, guys. The way it broke with no regard, granted, it did pull back. So like it went up to like 30, and you're like, okay, fine. And it pulled back. Like this whole candle, this is a weekly candle. If we go to like the 2 hour, you can see what I'm talking about. So when we go to about 30,000, it wicked up. And this is where I was at. It wicked up. I got in a sell. Here. It wicked up and it pulled back. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then it started going back. And I said, oh no, I don't know what's going on. I got out. Listen, I got a sell right here and I got out. And later on, I said, whoa, it kept going. I said, oh no. So I just kept waiting. I kept waiting to see. And I was on the sidelines for it, but I was like, wow, just no regard. So I definitely understand what he's saying. It says now we're in a situation where price has to get back below 30,000 in order to confirm a deviation above that resistance, which would mean that this has been a faked out caused by ETF euphoria. However, until this happens, it's no man's land. It could actually go higher, but it could also deviate back below, retest the broken resistance and support. And that's where I'm at, guys. That's exactly where I'm at. I'm like, listen, it seems like manipulation. I can't confirm it, but the way it happened, like if it's going to break, it's going to break cool. If it's going to break, it's going to break cool. But how it broke should be paid attention to. And the fact that no other altcoin is really breaking major levels. Like look at Ethereum right here. Ethereum right here is not breaking out of that it didn't break its resistance. It's not following the trend, right? Typically when everything's in sync, if Bitcoin, so the resistance level right here would have been right here. If Bitcoin breaks, which would have been right here when that happened, Bitcoin breaks, you would see Ethereum break, you'd see Cardano break, and you would see HBAR. All these will break their resistance levels. That's how it typically happens. And that's what's happened in the past 2 bull cycles I've been in. That's what happens. Bitcoin breaks, the other altcoins will just follow. And I don't know if it makes that noise though, but that sounded cool. But that's typically what happens. That did not happen this time, guys. That did not happen. Bitcoin broke. Ethereum's still in range. It's still in range. It did, of course, everything did pump a little bit cool, but it didn't break resistance levels. It did not break resistance levels. HBAR stayed clear in that same the resistance level 2 that we have, the trend line that we have there. So I want to see what's going on. Like I'm gonna wait and see. I'm still, for some reason, I'm just not convinced yet. And I could be completely wrong. And I know Nick is hurting right now talking about, I had this to a T. He's been right for a long time. Like Nick's been right for a long time. He's like one of the OGs when it comes to crypto influencers. He's been right for a long time, but I definitely do not understand why the altcoins, let's say the other cryptos, the altcoins, got everything that's not Bitcoin's an altcoin. The altcoins did not clear the resistance lines like it usually happens. So I'm gonna wait and see. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. A ton of exciting news. Like if you look at this week, there hasn't been much bearish news out this week. And everyone's talking about the ETF. Everyone's bullish on the ETF and the spot ETF. And that's what we needed, a spot ETF. We don't just need a random ETF that's going to be futures and do pretty much the price predictions. We need spot ETF that's actually going to buy the asset. That's what you want. But we'll see what happens, and I'm very hopeful and excited for the future. I just don't think it's here yet. I don't think the bull run's here yet. I know that's not popular opinion, but this is how I'm feeling. And the reason why I'm gonna say that, one bullet point here you can take away, is because I do not see I do not see not other altcoins. I don't see altcoins breaking resistance levels or even coming near resistance levels. The closest thing I've seen come near a resistance level to break, we would say H bar, maybe. And if you want to consider that, because that's not even really, that's just our trend line. The real level to break is right here, which would be about 6 cents. And it's not really, it's nowhere near on the weekly time frame. It's nowhere near right now. So that's the closest one. If you look at Ethereum is doing the same thing, and it's nowhere near 2,000. It's sitting at 17.9, so almost 1,800. There's a big gap here. It's nowhere near. And H bar is the same. H bar looks closer on the weekly, but there's still a bit of a gap, and I'm just concerned with why haven't they broke with the massive momentum that was, that broke through with Bitcoin. So we'll see. And it's all if then scenarios. Either way, dollar cost average, still have time. I think everyone still has time. So guys, hope you got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon.